Light is our primary tool for telling a story as photographers and videographers. So why on earth would you as a client care about what type of light we have in our arsenal? Today, I'm going to give you absolute pure BS. Not what you're thinking. We're going to dive into our brilliant spectrum right now on the Eggschange. Hi, I'm Eric Egley and welcome to the Eggschange. Whether you're a creative director, art director, advertising exec, or corporate marketer, I'm here to make working with creative image makers easier for you, the client. Let's face it, you as a client probably don't care what type of gear is being used on set, just as long as it gets the job done. But when you start caring is when the gear isn't sufficient to get that job done and it costs extra money. A mentor of mine once said, buy a quality piece of equipment and you only have to buy it once. The reverse of that is, if a crew buys cheap, it could fail on the shoot or it doesn't produce the quality expected. What this means is more post-production or worst case scenario, a reshoot. I was recently on a project with a gaffer crew, and being part of the lighting industry, I always look at what type of lights they're using and what brands they use. I had asked about one of the lights on the set and they told me it was a light used by the architectural industry and it was way cheaper than lights made for our industry. The issue is the CRI, or color render index. It was 72. The CRI should be 95 or greater, and what this means is the light was about 25% green and very dirty. And at this point, you may be asking, so what's the point? It was cheaper, that's good, right? I would say please refer to the first statement about buying the right gear once. This is where color plays such an important part to what we do as professionals. If all the lights on the set were the same light quality, you could probably get something usable but not ideal. The problem was they were using quality lights on the set except for this particular one. I could visually see the dirty green light in the talent and in the product, and so could the client. People are primarily red in skin tones, which means that you would turn a reddish gray. Green removes magenta, magenta is made up of red and blue. Not easy to correct in post, and you as a client don't like a product or a person that is supposed to be tones of red that turn out being a dirty gray or green. It's important to match the quality and color of all lights on set. This goes for still or motion. Capturing an image that we're charging good money for, you as the client expect it to be correct. Using multiple brands of continuous lights with either single or bicolor, it can generally be corrected via color correction gels, but there is also the need for a great color meter like, a Sekonic C800, because not all meters are created equal. When using RGBW, red, green, blue, white, continuous lights, there's an opportunity to dial in exact color corrections without the use of gels. LED panels like light panels have the ability to match other less quality lights via a color shift adjustment. And the color shift is separate from all the limitless color options that these lights provide. Matching lights means less post-production, which means you are saving money. You probably like that, I'm guessing. Depending upon your passion for geekdom, you can get in the nitty-gritty of color. CRI is just one measurement that I look at. There are much more in-depth readings that can determine the degree of color correction that you get into. There's Kelvin, light balance, color compensation, or CC, TM30, SSI, TLCI, CCT, delta UV, and a bunch of others. So don't freak out at this point. I can definitely get by with a simple color reading, a Kelvin or CC, but it helps to be aware of other industry standards because it all means quality light. For clients that hire photographers, you might want to be aware that using strobe or flash, the rules apply equally. You would think that all strobes are created equal, but This is not the case, actually far from it. Flash requires color correction gels because correction can't be dialed in on a flash. Things that affect flash tubes are age, number of actuations, manufacturer, flash duration, optic of the modifier that is being projected through. I go back to my first statement. If a photographer buys cheap, then the light quality and longevity of the gear is not going to be where it should be, at least for how I shoot and my clients. The strobe playing field has narrowed lately and the quality gear is not where it used to be, especially to get the professional grade required. Consistent quality strobes are, Breezy, Broncolor, Eggschange, and Pro Photo. You as a client might not know these brands, but your photographers probably should. Strobe brands, they all have certain standards for color that can be very far apart from each other, and that's why we have to make note of this. Most strobes are measured in Kelvin, with 5500 Kelvin being optimal. However, some strobes can range from 5200, which is very warm, to 6750 Kelvin, which is a very cool blue. That's a major shift, and one that means one light would be very warm, one light very cool in color tone. So it's important to remember that all colors are, all luminaires or lights are not created equal. The moral of the story ends as many do in business. You get what you pay for. You as a client demand the best, and your creative team shouldn't skip on the most important tools they need to create great imagery. Great color meter, quality lights, and the necessary technical knowledge to operate all of the above are priceless. Please hit the subscribe button, check out my website, ericegglyphotography.com, and reach out with any questions. See you next time here at the Eggschange.